So we are going to make a pumpkin in Blender. You can see the design here. So this same scene we are going to create in Blender. So delete the default cube X to delete it. And you can also see the shortcut keys here in the middle, and Shift A, and we are going to add a UV sphere. So if you want to design a real world pumpkin, then you can go to the add UV sphere, and here you can change the radius. But for me, I am going to use this default size of the UV sphere. Then we are going to press the shade smooth and press tab to go to the edit mode. And now everything is selected. Just press anywhere to deselect everything, and make sure you are in the vertex selection mode. Now select the top vertices and press 1 on your numpad to go to the front view. And here I am going to activate the proportional editing tool, and now the proportional editing tool is activated and this point is selected. Then I am going to press G to move these vertices, press G and then Z to move it in the Z direction. And here you can also see we activated the proportional editing. Now the proportional editing will activate it, and this circle you see it has a diameter, and this one is telling it is affecting all the vertices which are into this circle. So I am going to increase the size of this and make it like that. And again select the bottom vertices, make sure you selected it. If it's not selected, then rotate the model and make sure you select this bottom one, and then press 1 on your keyboard numpad to go to the front view, then G and move it in Z direction. And here I am going to change the influence, and the bottom surface we are going to make it flat, so like that. Okay, next I'm going to select these top vertices, press 1 on numpad and then G to move it in Z direction, press Z and decrease the diameter of influence and make it like that. And make sure this one is must pass the vertices which are here on the top, like that. Okay, now we can make this surface flat. So to make it flat, I am going to select this snap transformation, activate it, and then select vertex and deactivate the proportional editing. So for this snap, basically we can snap this point in on the same plane as we have these vertices. So select this vertices and then G to move it, and then press Z. And here you can see this little circle, it's snapping to different vertices. That means if we are placing it, this selected vertices is on the same plane of this vertices. So but actually we want it to have on the same plane of these vertices, like that. So now this top is flat. Okay, so uncheck this snap and again select the proportional editing, press 1 on numpad, and here we are going to select this complete loop of the vertices. So alt and then select one vertices, move your cursor here and sorry here, and it will select the complete loop of these vertices. Then press S to scale it and increase the diameter of this influence and make it like that. Okay, now uncheck this proportional editing and go to the face selection mode. You can also press 3 on your keyboard to go to the face selection mode, and here we are going to select this complete loop of these faces, the two faces, and then leave the next two and select the next two. So alt and move your mouse here on uh, horizontal horizontal line, and so it will select the loop like that. And again press shift alt to select these two, then leave these two and select these two, leave the next two, select the next two, leave, select, leave, select, and keep going. Here we make a mistake. Okay, Now press Alt E and this extrude window will pop up. Now select the extrude faces along normals and extrude it outward. And here we can place this depth of extrusion. We are going to keep it 0.05 and click it. Now select the two faces which we did not selected in previous step. So Alt to select these two faces and then press Alt and Shift to select these two. Then rotate it and keep going, keep selecting all the loop of these faces which we did not selected in the previous step. So basically all of them, then press Alt and E and extrude faces along normals and make it outward. And here same we are going to type 0.05. Okay, and so we have a shape like that, and here we are going to select all of these vertices. So go to the vertices mode, press A on your keyboard to select all of these vertices, then right click and go to the smooth vertices. So it will smooth these vertices, and for the smoothing make it 1. So it will smooth all of these vertices. So let's see, in the object mode we have a shape like that. Here you can see these tweaks which we have on the pumpkin. And now go to the modifier and add the subdivision surface modifier and increase it. So render is good for the level of viewport 1 is good. Okay. Now we have the basic shape of this pumpkin. Now we are going to add a stem here. So Shift A and we are going to add a cylinder and then S to scale and scale it like that. Then G to move in the Z direction and make sure this bottom is just little bit touching this surface. So it's passing it. Okay. So you can also make sure the size is perfect and shade smooth it. So when you shade smooth it, you will have something like that. Here the shade smooth, make it auto, so it will not smooth the higher angle. Now this one is selected. Control A to apply the scale, then select the cylinder and press tab to go to the edit mode. And here we are going to select these. We are going to add some loops. So Control R and add a loop, then uh, left click, place it and then move it and place it here at this position. Next again Control R to add a loop, then left to place it, then move it and then again left to move place it. Okay, so we have these two loops. Now go to the face selection mode by going here, or you can also press 3 on your keyboard. Now select this complete loop and press Alt and select this loop. Then we are going to use the S to scale it and make it like that. So it's just passing these tweaks. And here go to the uh, edge selection and select press Alt to select all of this loop, and I'm going to use the G and Z to move it like that. Then go to the face selection mode, select this face and G to move it in the Z direction like that. G and Z and make it little bit smaller. Okay. Now we are going to use the Control R to add a loop in the middle and place it here. Then we are going to select the press 3 on your keyboard to go to the face selection mode. Select this face and we are going to use the R to rotate it and rotate it in this direction. So we have this shape like that. Then select this complete loop, go to the edge selection and press Alt and select this complete loop and R to scale it and make it like that. Okay. Next we are going to use the bevel tool. So Control R. So select this complete loop, Alt and select this complete loop, Control B to add a loop and move your mouse, the middle mouse button, and add some segments. And same way, select this and Control B and add the corners like that. Okay. Next, I am going to select the face selection mode and I'm going to press Alt and select this complete loop and do the same thing. Then just keep going and selecting and leaving one faces between them. Retain the model and keep going and keep selecting these. Then Control Alt E and extrude faces along normals and make it like that. And here we are going to press the A to select everything. Make sure you are in the vertex selection and then right click and smooth the vertices and it will smooth the vertices and make sure you are going to make it like that. Then press 3 on your keyboard to go to the face selection mode. Select this face and I to insert it and make like that. And I'm going to select this face as to scale and press 2 so you are in the vertex selection mode. Alt and select this complete loop. Okay, just leave it like that. Select this face. Shift select this face as to scale it like that. Okay, now we are going to add the modifier and subdivision surface, and here we are going to make it 2 and we have the render like that. Then select this one and I am going to select everything and make sure you are in the vertex selection. Select everything and then again smooth vertices and try to smooth it. So this top one, it will not have these sharp edges. Object mode and here this is looking good. Okay, press 1 on your numpad and try to see if it's good. If it's needed some addition, you can go to the edit mode and edit it using the proportional editing, or if this stem it's not making sense, you can also edit it. So for me it's looking good. Now we are going to use the shading. So go to the material properties, select this body, press no to add a new material and we are going to name it body. So this material is for the body. So go to the shading. So we have the nodes. So make sure edit preference you activated this node wrangler. This one, make sure this checkbox is ticked. So we have this nodes here. So for the base color, we are going to select. So go to the render properties. Make sure this cycle is selected for the render engine and under the device GPU if you have a GPU and go to the viewport shading. I'm going to join this area. Okay, so color like that is good. Next, we are going to add a node. Press Shift A and go to search, and I am going to add bump here. This normal to this normal, and we are going to add Shift A on noise texture. This node, and we are going to make the color to the normal. or color to the white. Okay, so here we can see it's adding the bumps, but the size is very large. Something like that is good. Okay, next I'm going to select this stem and adding a new material, stem, and we are going to add a color to it. So base color, we are going to make it green like that and make it little bit this slider a little bit black. Okay, so this node, okay, now go to layout and I'm going to add the viewport shading. Going to press Shift A, add a mesh, add a plane, S to scale, and press G and Z, and like that. Then again S to scale, then Control A to apply the scale, edit it, go to press tab, and we are going to select these two edges, E to extrude in the Z direction, and then select these two vertices, Control B, bevel it like that, and then go to the object mode and shades mode. Okay, now we have a light here, and press 7 on your keyboard, select this light and G to move it and place it near to this pumpkin. Okay, then I'm going to select this body and stem and Shift D to copy it and place it like that, and again select this and Shift D to copy it and place it here, and R to rotate it little bit like that, and then G to move it so it's touching this one. So this light I'm going to make it a spotlight, and then select it, G to move it here, increase its strength, and for this light I'm going to change the color like that. So our scene is ready. Press 0 on your numpad so you have in the camera view, then press N and then go to the view and check this one, camera to view. So now you can rotate and move your, use your mouse to adjust the scene which you want to render it. So for me it's looking good. I'm going to select this and increase its specular little bit and also roughness little bit. Okay, so now go to the render. So the render engine is cycle, it's good. For the viewport, leave it. For the render, we are going to make the maximum sample 200. And for the denoiser, make sure it's checked and go to the output properties and select the folder where you want to save it and then go to render and render image. So now after the sample date it will be rendered and we will have our scene. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you follow it till this point, please subscribe my channel.